One of the most common things I hear from parents who want to homeschool or feel drawn to homeschooling but decide not to is this: my child would never learn from me, or my child would never listen to me. If you don't think your child can learn from you or listen to you, you don't feel like you can homeschool, or if you are homeschooling and feel like your child is not doing great at listening to and learning from you, I hope this video will help. This is such a common thing. It is completely possible to get your child to listen to you and to become their greatest influence and teacher. But I will tell you that it can take years and heroic amounts of dedication to achieve that. It is not an easy path, but it is the most blessed and beautiful one. It can be one of the most rewarding things you ever do. I hope to do a whole series of masterclasses on this subject in the future, but for now, here are some of the foundational principles that I have learned in my own journey to build a relationship with my kids so that they want to listen to me and learn from me. There's no single thing that you can just do and it's done. It's a continual process of learning and growing and gaining knowledge and skills. But I hope that this video gives a good place to start. First, I believe it's vital to get rid of influences that cause and promote bad behavior in your child. Your efforts and approach will not be very effective no matter what you do if there are underlying issues with your child's behavior. So let's look at some of those things. First, too much screen time. Too much time watching shows or playing games is so overstimulating to a child's brain and wires it to need constant gratification and thrilling fun. This can make gentle things like learning and reading unenjoyable, but also more difficult. It is a known fact that too much screen time can negatively impact attention span and make it harder to focus on academic subjects. Screen time has also been linked to aggressive behavior and increases in ADHD. It desensitizes the brain's reward system and can negatively impact reading comprehension, focus, and concentration. So no matter how awesome you are at approaching your lessons and talking with your child, it isn't going to make your child listen to you or learn from you if too much screen time is a root problem. Your efforts may be futile until you fix the screen time problem. I have a whole video on this link below, and I'm going to talk even more about this, so make sure to check out future videos. Next, consider the behaviors your child is learning from books and media. If you know me at all, you know how much I have researched this subject and care about it. Books today are packed with bad examples of children being disrespectful to parents and thinking learning is dumb. These things are made to look funny, normal, and acceptable. Characters roll their eyes at their parents, they think parents are stupid, they make fun of learning and teachers, and so many books are all about friends and social life and not having parents get in the way of their fun. I promise you, the books your children grow up with will shape their behavior. Again, it's not something that happens quickly, but over time. If you immerse your child in books and media that support high moral character, deepen their hearts and minds, and strengthen families, your children will become easier to teach and will listen to you more. And also on that note, I will include considering who your children's friends are. Friends have a massive influence on children. Keep in mind that the older your children are, the harder it can be to control the influences of friends. So sometimes you have to tread carefully and with a lot of prayer. It is an important and precious obligation and opportunity that parents have to surround their children with correct, nurturing, healthy influences in the books they read, the media they consume, and the people that you allow to impact them. Besides making sure that your child is not being dysregulated or out of sorts by too much screen time, or getting poor examples, and once they're on a really good path with the influences around them, the way you talk to your child can really make a difference in how well the child chooses to learn and listen from you. Learning how to influence a child is an art. Figuring out how to connect with your specific child is an art. It takes practice, desire, time, commitment, a whole lot of patience, and consistent guidance from God. Study this painting. It's incredible. I love this one. Study the tiny details, the dozens of different shades of green, the use of light and shadow. When homeschooling your children gets hard, remind yourself of this painting and the painstaking time it took to create it. Because learning to influence and connect with your child is one of the most important things you will do in your life. It demands your study, your pondering, and your efforts. For example, I have studied the wisdom in this Bible verse. A soft answer turneth away wrath. I have thought about, journaled about, and made goals that have to do with my tone, my body language, my facial expressions, and my timing when talking with my children. I've studied and practiced diffusion techniques, such as humor and distraction. I've tried to follow the advice to talk to my children as I would guests in our home. I would never talk to them rudely, sharply, or impatiently. Our children are also guests in our home, and we will not have them very long before they leave. How we treat them affects their feelings towards us and provides a model for them, in turn, to treat us, connect with us, and treat others. I have studied the art of persuasion with my children. To persuade means to influence, encourage, convince, sway, urge, inspire, change, impact, shape, and motivate. The art of persuasion with our children is something we can study and practice and refine. We become artists, masters, refined and wise, especially when we invite God to guide us in this most important endeavor. I can say now that doing all the things that I talked about in this video over a period of many years, I have seen this work. I have seen the results, and I can testify that they are precious and the efforts are so worth it. I was once a parent that felt like I was really losing influence in my children's lives. I am forever grateful that I didn't give in to the limiting belief that my children couldn't learn from me, or that they wouldn't listen to me, or that I just couldn't get along with them enough to homeschool them. The journey I have taken to learn and grow and truly connect with my children, and to shape the influences around them in their education and in their lives, has been repaid to me 100-fold. It has changed our family, and it has fundamentally and completely reshaped who I am. So if anyone ever says to me, my child can't learn from me, my answer is, that is not so. It is not so.